There have been some fights where certain circumstances occurred where the fight was ruled a no contest, which has left fans wondering what would happen in a rematch. So here is 5 no contest fights that need to happen again. Number 5. At UFC 211, Eddie Alvarez faced Dustin Poirier in a 3-round lightweight bout. In the fight, Dustin Poirier hurt Eddie Alvarez very badly in the second round, where he rushed in, going for the finish, where he was hit with a clean left hook, which now had him very badly hurt. Eddie Alvarez was able to get the takedown, pinning Dustin Poirier against the fence, where he landed 2 illegal knees. The fight was stopped immediately by referee Herb Dean and was ruled a no contest. This rematch needs to happen as both fighters have unfinished business with each other, and the second fight will decide who the better fighter is once and for all. Number 4. At UFC Fight Night 106, Vitor Belfort faced Kelvin Gastelum in a 5-round middleweight bout. In the fight, Kelvin Gastelum pressured Vitor Belfort, where he landed a clean right hook and a heavy straight left hand, dropping Vitor Belfort to the canvas. He followed up with some punches to win the fight by TKO in the first round. Just a couple of weeks later, it was found that Kelvin Gastelum tested positive for marijuana and the fight was changed to a no contest. Even if both fighters faced each other again, I believe the result will still be the same, but the rematch will give Kelvin Gastelum a chance to make things right and have another win on his resume. Number 3. At UFC 200, Brock Lesnar faced Mark Hunt in a 3-round heavyweight bout. In the fight, Brock Lesnar used his superior wrestling to smother Mark Hunt for all 3 rounds to win the fight by unanimous decision. Later it was found that Brock Lesnar tested positive for steroids and the fight was ruled a no contest. A rematch definitely needs to happen as Brock Lesnar clearly had a huge advantage in the fight. Both fighters would need to be tested thoroughly if they were scheduled to face each other again to decide who the better fighter is. Number 2. At UFC 183, Anderson Silva faced Nick Diaz in a 5-round middleweight bout. In the fight, Nick Diaz put the pressure on Anderson Silva, forcing him to engage, where Anderson Silva was able to counter Nick Diaz's attacks to win the fight by unanimous decision. Later it was found that Anderson Silva tested positive for steroids and Nick Diaz tested positive for marijuana. With both fighters failing their drug tests, the fight was ruled a no contest. As of right now, a rematch definitely needs to happen to see how both fighters would perform whilst fighting clean. Number 1. At UFC 214, Daniel Cormier was set to defend his UFC light heavyweight title against the last man to defeat him, Jon Jones. In the fight, both fighters started off very quickly, where they were putting on a great show for the fans. In the 3rd round, Jon Jones landed a heavy left head kick, stunning Daniel Cormier, where he followed up with strikes, winning the fight by knockout. He was now the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. It was later found that Jon Jones tested positive for a steroid named turinabol, and the fight was ruled a no contest. As of right now, Daniel Cormier is once again the UFC light heavyweight champion, whereas Jon Jones is awaiting a lengthy suspension. A rematch definitely needs to happen as Jon Jones was on steroids and didn't give Daniel Cormier a fair fight. A rematch will certainly decide who the better fighter is once and for all.